probably one of the most dangerous things I've ever done on this channel.
Boko Haram.
Boko Haram.
Boko Haram.
Never exit the vehicle.
A little scared, but we're gonna be safe, hopefully.
So it's probably the most dangerous part, yeah?
Yes, it's the most dangerous part of the road.
Serpallen kini tasu faru fade majan kwata kwata trangar kalawo chup majajana yen kalawo jumtukwe.
If you are here before, they will shoot you.
The building is not safe. Ai wannan babu mantuwa bane. Mutum ya ga wuya kuma ya manta.
Danja.
In 2009, the first Boko Haram attack takes place in the remote state of Borno.
I had the explosion, bam! Very heavy explosion.
Police said Burma was reportedly in this tricycle before detonating an IED he had on him.
On 26th of August 2011, 2 years later, Boko Haram conducted another attack on the UN headquarters in Abuja, killing at least 23 people and injuring more than 80.
The building is not safe.
This was an assault on those who devote their lives to helping others.
Sunana Amina daga gangan muke da wani sai da kurgun mu mafa. Ai wannan babu mantuwa bane. Mutum ya ga wuya kuma ya manta. Daga asalin mafa ne suka shiga mafa sai suka kashe mutane sai aka kokkone su masallaci su gidaje haka sai irin su motan da za su wuce kamar gamboro haka sai aka kokkone motuna sai daga bayan ne ma duk da aka muna zo ne a cikin sai da aka fara dauka maza.
The north of Nigeria has always been seen as one of the most dangerous places, especially the northeast, which consists of 6 states that have mostly been ravaged by insecurity for the past 11 years.
Before, we can't stay and you are viewing me like this.
Yeah.
Either they kill you or they shoot me.
Really?
Yes.
So I decided I was going to travel down to where they live and where it all started, Borno State. I had to take a plane from Lagos to Abuja and then another flight to Maiduguri. Before coming, I had read a news report that Boko Haram terrorists had once overrun and occupied the airport for a couple weeks in 2016 before they were eventually cleared out by the military. As we were about landing at the airport, many thoughts were running through my mind. One of them was that, will a rocket launcher take out this plane on landing and that would be the end of Taya, you know? We landed without issues and headed to our hotel for the night. Oh, there's a lot of people here, man. Wow. Maiduguri is the principal trading hub for northeastern Nigeria because of its closeness to neighboring countries like Chad and Cameroon. It's also the second biggest state in Nigeria with over 70 square kilometers of land area.
This is called Monday Market.
Okay.
Every day is always open. Everything you want to buy, you will get it in this market. If you are here before, they will shoot you.
Really?
Yes. Once they see you like this, they can shoot. Military can't walk alone in the market like this.
Before?
Yes.
One of the reasons I came down here is to show you guys what the normal day in the lives of people here are. I know most times on the media, whenever people talk about Maiduguri, the first thing you think about is insecurity, but there are still people who are here and who are still living their normal day-to-day lives. You know, the market is one of the busiest places you can go, and it's also a way to get to know the vibe of the actual city. But guys, another thing I need to tell you about Maiduguri is that it's very hot. Can you see that he's wearing his hat?
is our sandbag. We are staying here morning and night. We are doing looking over everything. I can't forget, anybody who is selling shop there, they used to collect their own return. They will enter with their gun, you must give them. But that time, they know us, we know them. We know their family, they know our family. We are somehow they are our friend. Okay. If we tell you, say we don't know them, we are lying. But we are afraid of the gun where they carry.
Yeah. You are Christian or you are Muslim, they don't care, they will just kill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tararuklawa, ya dumkambo, ya ngasa hiyo, ngasa bachitumbel nga Haram waya, nga Van waya. Dafu banga, bachitin madangr tinikini, tapaka ngrbaka. Bachitin dondi avwang nikini baka dafa. Yo kumbuba, bachitin awako vwangna, dafu banga ngazuku baka. Nga Van waya, nga Haram waya. Nga zahe tahi tasupal jikakije. Nga duhu serangr pal, tavangr tisra tarpal.
Sone falmata ali Ngaranam kariku. Yo Boko Haram Polar leza bundi irzanata da luyanatan. Ya weduna ita zana da kala zole. Chamboko kawni yakrio kawise yero karako.
Terror movement is called that.
Boko Haram was started by this guy called Mohammed Yusuf in Maiduguri, which meant Western education was forbidden. It attracted more and more people under his roof by offering welfare handouts, foods and shelter.
He died in police custody just hours after security forces said they'd captured him in the city of Maiduguri. But the death of the group's leader could provoke more violence.
Many people believe that this will be the end of the group since their leader had been killed. In 2010, they returned to Maiduguri under a new leadership by Mohammed Yusuf's right-hand man, Abubakar Shekau. Now, some years back, Boko Haram broke into two factions. A new faction was formed called ISWAP, and this was headed by Abu Musab al-Banawi, who is said to be the son of the main guy who started this shit in the first place. The groups then became rivals and fought each other countless times.
Nigerian militant Islamist group Boko Haram's leader Abu Bakr Shekau is dead, according to reports.
Since its inception, ISWAP has claimed responsibility for a lot of the recent attacks in Nigeria, such as the Abuja-Kaduna bombing and the Kuje prison break, and a whole lot more. The Boko Haram conflict, now in its 13th year, has displaced over 2.9 million people in Nigeria's northeast and hundreds of thousands in neighboring countries. Most of the internally displaced people are in Borno State, the epicenter of the conflict, living in host communities and camps. There were shacks and houses made with straws, and they stretched farther than the eyes could see. In this camp alone, there were about 60,000 plus people living here.
To abin da ya tsire mu daga Ngaranam a lokacin ne kamar karfe 6 na daidai mangariba, kamar 6:30 haka. Muna zaune ne sai su ma suka dawo. A sanadin haka ne muka tashi da daddare sai muka yi hijira muka zo Maiduguri. Domin ba ma so mu je mu zauna a cikin tsakaninsu da mu batar da abin da yake tafiya gaba da shi yasa ne mu din muka hijira muka shiga cikin gari.
I think this might probably be one of the most important stories that I've told because of how important it is to Nigeria and the current state. Say hello to the camera. What's your name?
My name is Amodu Satima.
Your name is Amodu
Satima.
Beside me is a school that many of the students are meant to be, but as you can see, the whole place is just empty. There are like a lot here. They're just currently following me up and down, not doing anything, and they are actually meant to be in school. This is another side of the camp, and the houses here is thatched structures, and then this tarpaulin over it just to cover it, and then the other ones are made with aluminium on this side too. What do you think brought about the change?
People were seeing they are going to finish us one by one. So one day they came, they shoot, and one guy now go and hug him, hold the gun. They say kill us, all of us. Everybody pick his own stick, bottle, follow them.
So the community started fighting against them by themselves?
Yes.
We invite ourselves, we give ourselves advice, said that these people will not pass our power. And if we will die, nobody will stop us from dying. Let's stand up and start this thing by ourselves. The area has corners like this. So we go and hide inside those corners. We carry our sticks. Anybody who enter that corner, we will plaster him and put him down. We will follow you, enter your house, your father's house, arrest you, carry you, come give soldier. By yourself, you will tell soldier, this my friend, we are together, this my friend, we are together. You will tell us where you are gone and everything there.
In my quest to understand what's currently happening in the north of Nigeria, I spoke to the UNDP and Borno state government, who explained what's been done and also granted me access to visit some of the sites where work was currently ongoing.
The insurgency in Borno state has been ongoing for the last 12 years. It's very sad that thousands of people are still living in the cities, in internally displaced camps, and they don't have means of sustaining themselves. They can't go to their farmlands, they can't produce. So I think the only way that we can stop the younger generation to join ISWAP and the Boko Haram is to ensure that many communities are stabilized so that people will go back to their communities. They will have access to their agricultural lands, they will earn their means of livelihood, they will sustain themselves.
This program actually is what we call stabilization. It's an attempt to give people opportunity and choices and have government lead it, which is most important because there's a fight or competition between the fanatics and their recruitment strategy and government and what the UN is doing to support government to give people alternative, and that alternative essentially is basic services. There's no science to it. It's merely giving people education, health, security. I call the project anesthesia before an operation. So when you're going to visit a dentist, if they just take a pliers and remove your teeth, the pain is too much. So what stabilization does is it creates a condition for people to start having an alternative by giving them things they've never had. What is real freedom? Real freedom is the ability to say that I'm educated, I have health care, and I can make my own way through the world. But those who are denied those, these fanatics go and give them an opportunity to be something. And I think what we're doing with this program and the leadership of the government of Nigeria and the states especially is to say there's an alternative, and the alternative is basic services, is security. So you deny these people an opportunity to recruit more young people.
So you are going to be 169.
This is probably one of the most dangerous things I've ever done on this channel. How are you feeling at the moment about this trip?
I'm feeling okay, a little scared, but we're gonna be safe hopefully. So we'll make it back.
You don't sound confident.
How are you feeling?
I'm ready for the adventure. I want to see what happens. Thankfully my mom is gonna see this after we come back.
My mom too.
A wave of anxiety swept over me as we passed many buildings that had been shot up by the insurgents. Massive bullet-ridden buildings dotted the landscape, and apparently some months back, this was the battleground. The insurgents had tried to overrun the city before reinforcements were called in, and they were then repelled. I could see farmers returning to farms and going about their daily activities. Apparently, they only had a window of 5 hours to farm every day, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
From here is where you usually have the illegal vehicular checkpoint.
So it's probably the most dangerous part, yeah?
Yes, it's the most dangerous part of the road.
After driving for 30 minutes, we finally arrived at Ngaranam, which looked far different from what it used to be before. As you can see, there's the military.
This is inside the house. We provided them with
Big compound.
big land, yeah, so they can do whatever activities they want to do.
I see 2 rooms here. Is this for the husband and the wife, or is this different houses for different people?
You know, no, it is for one family.
This is for one family.
But the culture here sometimes they have more than wife. So if it is
2 wives, 1 wife here, 1 wife here. So there's no fight.
So this is according to their requirements. We consider them part of the planning process.
Before this was built, the homes that they were living in wasn't even up to this standard, and then it was burnt down and destroyed by the Boko Haram guys. Now they have this. The architect of this construction is actually a Nigerian.
I took on the project because why not? I was really interested in being able to use design to solve some fundamental problems. A lot of consideration was given to security, even the spacing between the blocks. So we have a lot of breaks that give people the opportunity to dart. We also have security watch points at the corners of the site. We also have a police station on the site. And then also we've got street lighting. So at night, you should always have everywhere completely lit.
So these are the closed shops. So it has 2 doors.
And it's by the road too, so a lot of people can stop alongside and buy stuff from here.
Yes.
While they're going on their journey.
And can you imagine when it is green?
Yeah, when it's green.
Yeah.
To be so beautiful.
And the school children are going to the school. The school is in the other side of the road.
Oh, there's a school there. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Of course.
The green roof.
The green one, yes.
Okay.
We also have a massive trench that borders the whole site, and it's 2 meters deep with a heap 2 meters high. So you have a 4 meter, high kind of defense wall as well. The hope is that once it's occupied and it's a success, that this can then be a prototype that is rolled out across other stabilization sites in the region.
I could imagine a new life for the people at the IDP camps when they eventually return.
Sosai ina so in so in koma. Aka ce ko yau mu tara gobe za ka yi mu za mu tara kayan mu kuma mu wuce Ngaranam. Ai daban da zaman garin mutum da garin ka daban suke ai. In ka tashi daga garin ka zuwa daji ba sai ki tambaye kowa ba da izinin kowa ba, za ki yi jejjejin ki dawo kuma gidanki ne ki shiga ki zauna da ki zo cikin kam da na son sa ai daban yake. Ko da yau a ce a mu tara kayan mu daga gobe sai a ce za ka yi mu kamar karfe 8 ko 9 nan za mu yi tafiya. Ba zama ba za mu yi mu zauna ba sai mu je garin mu.
Going around Maiduguri town, I realized we as Nigerians are losing a large part of history and culture because there is nothing that can be curated when there is instability.
I don't want to cause a controversy within Nigeria, but I don't want to create a new jollof rice competition. But I hear the best hats are from Maiduguri. Most of these hats are made by women.
Goma 16 so wannan muna samu da kura. Kula daya zai yaya kai 16,000. Bari baba ne zam shidin da in kin doka in kin dinka. So wayannan sun san ai yanayin kulan da muke dinka.
If Borno has the second biggest landmass in Nigeria after Niger State, that means a lot of the food production capacity of Nigeria is being lost every year due to the insurgency. We are also losing human capital from the young kids that are meant to be in school. One of the reasons I'm able to do what I do today is because I had access to knowledge at a very young age. The loss is so massive it's scary. So what's the solution?
So what we are trying to say, okay, this is a lifetime opportunity to end the conflict. What is it that we need to do? Inject development programming, housing, schools, hospitals, clinics, light. Because what you don't want to tell people is leave Boko Haram, welcome to extreme poverty.
Yeah, true.
That
You
is
have
not
to give them an alternative.
alternative. So this is the alternative that is being provided by government, and we are supportive.
Basically, our role is to address issues that concern the well-being of women and children, and of very recent people that have surrendered as insurgents. We have received over 67,000. We're able to de-radicalize, rehabilitate, and reintegrate former insurgents. And this has resulted positively in the peaceful situation we're experiencing now. Those that were fighters who have some level of involvement in killings or whatever, they are kept with us. Because those ones, we need to establish the extent to which they took part, so that at the end of the day, they will be able, some form of justice will be done. And UNDP, being one of our partners, have been deeply involved, especially with activities at the camps and also in the communities of return. The government being the anchor, and UNDP, like other partners, are keen into that and bringing stabilization in the region and ensuring that peace is finally returned to Borno State in particular.
Even now, the insurgency was reduced by about 75% in Borno State. And this is not by fault, it is by design. We became resilient enough. We provided a lot of infrastructures. We addressed the root causes of the insurgency. And then we reduced the existing trust deficit between the population and the government. That's something which is very important. People can now go to their agricultural lands. People can farm. And I think these reasons, among others, are major reasons why the insurgency is reducing. And looking at the rate of defection of Boko Haram members and ISWAP members, this insurgency problem will come to an end very soon. I'm optimistic.
So what did I learn about the people of Borno State? I learned that the people are very resilient and hospitable. We walked around the busy market and people were really nice and welcoming, even though they were going through one of the toughest times ever. I also learned that the bad eggs have created a stigma against the people of northern Nigeria, and most of it is not really true. Maiduguri is a beautiful place with lots of interesting people and a diverse culture.
Even if you will pay me, like example, you pay me 500,000 in a month in Lagos just to stay at home. I can't stay. I prefer to stay in Maiduguri.
Because you love?
Yes, I love Maiduguri.
I came from all the way East Africa to go to Maiduguri, and the Nigerians have not been in Maiduguri. I really love the food there.
This is my first time eating grasshopper ever.
The shit, the day inside. So you are chopping with the shit.
With the shit?
Yes. So it's a medicine.
Oh wow. One of the great things I noticed about the stabilization project for the people of Borno State is that women were heavily involved in making change happen, from the architect to the engineer to the women from the community and to the Borno State Ministry of Women Affairs. It's great to see the part women play in making an impact in our society. I found an Instagram page founded by a photographer called Fati Abubakar, who started documenting stories about Borno State. If you love to learn more about the people of Borno, check it out. It's called Bits of Borno. I believe change needs to come, and there's a lot of work to be done to rid Nigeria of these problems, and it's going to need all of us to come together and do our part. One of them includes voting the right person to lead us in next year's election. One of the reasons this story was so important for me to tell was that the insurgency has been a personal impediment for me in exploring Nigeria. I want to live in a country where I can travel to anywhere without the fear of being killed. I look forward to the day when every part of Nigeria will be a place where we can all call home. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you loved it, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the like button for more videos. I've also created a list of agencies in the description below that you can donate to if you love to help in a small way to end this insurgency. Thank you guys for watching.